Hello Internet. In today's video we are going to set up our AWS CLI on our Windows machine. AWS CLI is an Amazon Web Service tool that enables developers to control Amazon public cloud services by typing commands on a command line. Using AWS CLI is much more developer friendly as compared to using AWS services from GUI. So let's get started. Hello everyone, I am Mahesh and I create different tutorial videos about on cloud technologies and AWS. So if you are interested in such kind of content, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you will get notified anytime I create a new video. So for installing AWS CLI, we are going to use Python and its pip library. So if you haven't already installed Python, I will put up a link in the description box. You can follow that link and install Python on your machine. To check if you have Python installed on your machine or not, you can just use command python -- version. It should show you the version that you have installed on Python version that you have installed on your machine. So once you have that, you can run a simple pip command, that is pip install AWS CLI, and that should install AWS CLI on your machine. Now it is already installed and installed on my machine, that is why it didn't do anything new. But on your machine you should see some files getting downloaded and configured. Once you have installed AWS CLI, next step is we need to create a user which we will use with AWS CLI. For creating user, we can go to AWS IAM, and I also have tutorial about AWS IAM. So you might be, if you are not familiar with that, you might want to check that out. So let's go to AWS IAM. Here we will create a new user, and let's just say it is a test user for our for this purpose, and we need to grant it a programmatic access. Then we will add permissions to him, and I am adding a administrative access for this user. We can also add our tags. Tags are useful in AWS, which can be used to filter out different resources. And then we will just review these permissions and we will hit create. Now this has given us a access key ID and secret access key for our user. So remember to download it, and because once after this screen you won't be able to see the secret access key for that user. And don't worry, I am not blurring this right now, because I will be deleting this user as soon as I finish up with this video. So let me just get these details from here. For configuring user, we need to run following command, that is AWS configure. Once we hit that, we need to insert these details for this user. So first thing we need to grab is its access key ID. Then hit enter, and then we need to insert its secret access key. Then we need to enter a default region. You can keep it a blank, but I will enter. It's not a mandatory field, so it can be blank, but I will enter US East 1, and then again a format. It can be either a JSON or a text. So again, this field is also optional. Once you enter these details, your user is configured with AWS CLI. So now you can hit run commands like AWS S3ls, which should list down all the buckets in your account. And here you can see that all the buckets have been listed for my user. The next step is, what if you want to configure multiple users? That can be useful if we have multiple accounts which you are using, or you have multiple roles like user with developer access or user with admin access, and you want to use them alternatively from same machine. So in that case, there is an option which we can use. So let me just create one more user to show you this. So let me again go to the add user screen, and now I will create another user, and again I will give him a programmatic access, And this time I won't add him, I won't give him any permissions, so you can see the difference between these two users. And I have reviewed this user, and let me create it. Now when you want to add a next user or configure another user, there is a command with AWS configure, which you can use is rather not a command but a parameter, which you can use it alongside AWS configure. So if you specify AWS configure dash dash profile and then the profile name that you want to use, so we are using test user 2 for this purpose, and now we can configure, say we can repeat the same process again. So we need to give we need to copy access key, then the secret access key, then again we need to specify region, which is optional, and then we need to give output format. This is also an optional parameter. So now next thing you would want to know is how you can use different profiles. The first profile that we have configured goes into the default. If you didn't specify any profile parameter, that becomes a default profile. And when you want to use default profile, you don't have to specify anything. That's why when you specify AWS S3LS, it picked up a default credentials for your account. But if you want to use a different profile other than default, then you need to provide that in command, and you can use minus minus profile parameter in each command, in each AWS CLI command, to specify particular profile that you want to use. So here you can run AWS S3LS profile. Now we have given a profile name as, oh, there is a typo in my profile name, but anyways, that won't matter here. Let me just copy that and paste here. And now if we run, so this command shouldn't run because we haven't given any access to this user. So if I run it will say it doesn't have any permissions to access list bucket. But if I run it with the default profile, it will again list down all our buckets in S3. So yeah, you can see this result. So this is how you can configure multiple profiles in AWS CLI and use them. I hope you found this information useful. If you like it, please like my video. If you have any more questions, please comment below video. I will try to answer all of them. See you in the next video. Thank you.